game number 3 of the regular season. It's LZMW Yeti. It looks like McBride is in net. It's Kaiser, Nicholson, Frizy versus Donald. Donald in the corner. Kaiser up to Nicholson. Nicholson shot. Deflected up into the protected netting. Jason McBride is in net.
Yes, I did last time.
What are we talking about?
We talked about it after the game.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Nicholson, oh, there's Kaiser. Wernick on pressure. Donald backs it. Pass to Frizy. Frizy up to Kaiser. Back to Frizy. Donald. Nicholson behind the net with Frizy. Nicholson comes out. Nicholson. Centering attempt is blocked by Yeti. Kaiser comes up with it though. Kaiser out to Nicholson at the point. Nicholson shot, the blue goes off the bar. What happened? High sticking penalty actually. 2 minute high sticking penalty on Yeti at 12:45 of the first period. Evanston will go on the power play of Alvarez at the dot, Lee to his right, Press to his left, to his back, and then Brown and Donald on D. Alvarez. Brown comes up, centers it. Alvarez keeps it in, throws it to the corner towards Press. Alvarez. Titus Lee over to Donald. Donald keeps it in. Dumps it to the center. Titus Lee comes back to Brown. Brown shot gets deflected wide. Lee along the boards. Titus shovels it back to Donald. Over to Brown. Deep Brown shot. And rebounds. Rennie can't cover up. Donald keeps it in. Into the corner for Press. Press centers it. Alvarez. Alvarez is trying to center. 1:09 left on the Evanston power play. Out comes Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser. Miller and Frizy on D. The Nicholson at the dot. Nicholson ties him up. Up comes the Frizy. Frizy pokes it away, comes away with it. Skates it to neutral ice. Pass up to Kaiser. Kaiser in the corner. Nicholson behind the net. Centering attempt to Wernick. It's blocked. Kaiser comes up with it. Then Nicholson in the corner. Throws it back to Kaiser. Kaiser out to Miller at the point. Miller's shot's blocked. Kaiser with pressure in the corner, backed up by Nicholson. Puck wrapped around by Yeti. Leaves the zone. No icing. Frizy. Frizy backhands it over to Nicholson in the corner. Nicholson cross ice to Kaiser. 5 seconds left in the Evanston power play. Puck gets by Nicholson. Nicholson has it. Reenters the zone. Puck's knocked away by Yeti. Neal with pressure, now Bostwick. Shot. Goal. Goal by Yeti at 10:33 of the first period. Okay, it looks like Alvarez, Phelan, and Bostwick up front. Brown and Neal in deep. No icing. Neal goes behind the net. Alvarez throws it out. Icing's waved off. Bostwick with the forecheck. Now Alvarez with pressure. Ready clear to Neal. Neal throws it off the boards. Bostwick. Brown throws it in. Evanston touches up. Comes back out. Neal. Neal. Up to Phelan. Now Alvarez. Phelan throws it in deep. Alvarez gives chase. Comes out to Wernick. He passed it to Kaiser. Wernick knocks it loose to Nicholson. Nicholson backhands it into the corner. Bucket's wrapped around by Yeti. Donald throws it in deep. There's Wernick with pressure. Now Donald again. Nicholson. Kaiser. Cross to Wernick, who tips it in the zone. And gives chasing the forecheck. Nicholson in pressure. Puck comes down Donald's side. Evanston 2-minute penalty for tripping on Isaiah Donald at 8:35 of the first. For the PK, it'll be Brown and Miller on D, Kaiser and Nicholson up front. Nicholson at the dot. Nicholson with pressure on the point. Puck right up Brown shoots it up. Oh, saved by McBride. Nicholson with pressure. Nicholson blocks the shot. Save again by McBride. 1:31 left in the PK. Alvarez and Lee come out up front. Miller and Brown stay at D. Alvarez at the dot. Puck back to the blue. Brown throws it along the boards up to Lee. Lee gets it out of the zone. Shot. Miller. Alvarez throws it back towards the opposite blue line. Here comes to Brown. Brown's dumping attempted block and he stays with it. Tips it away. Brown goes in deep on the forecheck. Lee now. Miller tips it to the corner. Throw it. Third attempt is summary pencil flag. Ride saves to the corner. Shot blocked by Alvarez. Lee chips it forward. Miller dumps it deep. Goes for a change. Evanston changes completely. They have Nicholson, Neal, Kaiser, and Friese out there. Nicholson forecheck on Kaiser. Nicholson pressure. Penalty on Evanston for too many men at 6:32 for the first. Penalty will be served by Henry Wernick. But the PK will begin with Friese and Donnell at D, Nicholson and Kaiser up front, Nicholson at the dot. Donnell clears the puck down the ice. Kaiser with chase in the bump. Nicholson deflects the clearing. Donnell gets it out of his zone. Ready to regroup in their own zone. Nicholson with pressure. Nicholson deflects, pass. Kaiser comes over, knocks it away. Ready to regain control. Covered up by McBride. 1:26 left in the PK. Same four stay on the ice for this face-off. Nicholson's still at the dot. McBride with the save. Donnell in the corner. Donnell wraps it up. Full pressure, McBride. Kaiser's clearing attempted block. Donnell's clearing attempted block. Friese knocks the puck away. Couldn't quite get out of his zone. Saved by McBride. Donnell with pressure in the corner. Nicholson now with pressure on the point. Donnell on the puck. Nicholson up forward for Kaiser. Kaiser goal! Short-handed goal at 5:05 of the first period. Donnell to Nicholson. Still 33 seconds left in the Yeti power play. It'll be Press and Lee coming out up front. Looks like Lee will take the face-off. And then Miller and Brown on D. Lee chips it forward. Press puts it up. Puck goes over Miller. Brown clears it. Length of the ice. Lee with pressure behind the net. Forces the errant pass. Luke Brown dumps it in. Evanston checks up. And Lee goes back in for pressure. Cross comes over. Comes down on Miller's side. Miller picks it. Cross gets it out of the zone. Alvarez. Team Evanston at full strength. Alvarez shot. Failed by Yeti. 4:18 left in the first period. Both teams at full strength. So it's going to be Brown and Miller on D. Alvarez at the dot. And then Alvarez. Change it up. It'll be Alvarez at the dot. It'll be flanked by Bostwick and Dalen. Goes back to the corner. Alvarez gets chased. Thielen now with pressure. Thielen knocks it away. Brown kicks it forward. Alvarez gains possession, enters the zone. Puck gets knocked out. Miller back. Forces him wide. Miller gains possession. Pass it to Thielen. Thielen shot blocked. Bostwick back to Thielen. Thielen stick handle again. Yeti. Bostwick again. Alvarez backhand wide. Clearing the front themselves. Up comes to Donnell. Now Neal back on D. Saved by McBride. Bostwick with pressure. And then Alvarez. Alvarez gets it out. Alvarez throws it forward. Jenny's puck in the corner. Offside on Evanston. It's like it'll be Nicholson, Kaiser, and Warnick up front. Nicholson and Neal and Donald on D. Nicholson with the face-off takes it himself into the zone. Comes along the post board, dumps it in deep. Backs around to Warnick. Now Kaiser in the short corner. Backed up by Nicholson. Nicholson comes away with it, going behind the net. Nicholson passes it over to Kaiser in the corner. Kaiser stick handles, change direction. Clearing attempt. It's out of the zone. Donald comes over. Passes it cross ice to Warnick. Back to Neal. Neal stays with it. Kaiser along the boards, backed up by Nicholson and Neal. Neal comes out. Puck knocked away into the corner. Donald now. Donald skates at center ice. Pressure by Warnick. Now Kaiser. Donald keeps it in. Warnick and Donald. Now Nicholson. Puck comes out. Donald passes it. Frizy goes back to retrieve. Frizy up to Donald. Kaiser. Centering attempt is blocked by Yeti. Gets it back though and dumps it deep. Warnick behind the net. Warnick out to Kaiser. Kaiser shot. Deflected into the netting by the goalies. 1:10 left in the first period. Looks like it'll be Miller and Frizy on D. Alvarez, Lee, and Press up front. Puck goes to the corner. Press pursues with Lee. Alvarez goes to his legs. Miller dumps it in deep. Press on the forecheck. Around Frizy shot blocked away by Yeti. Frizy passes it up to Titus Lee. Lee back into the zone. Dumps it deep, goes behind the net. Alvarez in the corner. Lee. Press backs up along the boards. Press comes on. Pressure behind the net. Backs it away. Alvarez. Can't get the clean shot away. Clearing attempt by Yetis hits the support. 12.5 seconds left in the first period. It'll be Nicholson, Kaiser, and Warnick up front. Frizy and Miller. Ties up the face-off. Kaiser shot. Glove. 8 seconds left. Same 5 stay on the ice. Nicholson wins it back to Frizy. Frizy shot. Glove again. Nicholson again for that. Nicholson wins it back to Frizy again. Frizy shot. End of the first period, 1-1. Okay, Evanston will be going from left to right this time. Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser up front. Nicholson at the dots. Brown and Neal on D to start the period. Puck comes back to Neal. Neal up to Kaiser. Kaiser cross to Wernick. Icing. Nicholson wins it to Neal. Neal skates it to the corner, leaves it for Nicholson. Nicholson over to Brown. Brown back to Nicholson. Nicholson up to Wernick. Wernick with pressure. Wernick takes the puck. Nicholson with pressure behind the net. Kaiser. Neal. Kaiser. Back to Brown. Brown off the boards to Wernick. He dumps it in deep. Nicholson goes behind the net. Brown. Kaiser chips it in to the corner for Nicholson. Nicholson over to Neal. Neal puts it in deep to the corner to Wernick. Tries to center to Nicholson. Nicholson comes up with it. Shot off the goalie's mask. Wernick's backhand. Puck comes around. Brown keeps it in. Along the boards to Nicholson. Nicholson puts it in deep. Behind the net to Wernick. Wernick out to Neal with the point. Neal lines up. Shot is blocked. Kaiser with pressure. Puck comes down Neal's side. Neal forces it wide. Yeti dump. Brown in the corner. Brown gets it to the point. Shot wide. Neal to the far boards. Back to the lead. Brown. Nicholson. That's the pass away over to Beelan. Beelan gets it out. In by Yeti. Boswick. Neal. Elliot Alvarez takes it around the net. Over to Boswick. Boswick on the forecheck. Neal dumps it in on net. Covered by Yeti for the face-off. Like it'll be Donald and Frizy on D. Alvarez flanked by Bostwick and Beelan. Puck comes out on Donald's side. Frizy. He passes up to Beelan. Leaves it for Alvarez, who dumps it in. Alvarez keeps it in. Leaves the zone to Donald. O'Donnell. Over to Gervine. Enters the zone, goes to the corner. Centering pass to Alvarez. Tipped away on its way in. Apparently no icing on that. Boswick. Boswick along the board. Alvarez. It's like a 2-minute cross track. forecheck. Up comes down Brown side. Brown knocks it away. Kaiser chips it to the blue. Nicholson. Miller knocks it out. Puck dumped in deep by Yeti. Miller goes to the side. Nicholson chips it to himself in the corner. Cross ice to Kaiser. Kaiser to Nicholson. Nicholson burning time in the corner. Out to Miller. Another shot blocked. Throws it in deep. Wraps it around to Kaiser on the far, on the short corner. Kaiser covers it up, backed up by Nicholson. Puck squirts out towards Brown. Brown pinches down. Nicholson backs him up. Throws it back in. Puck comes out of his zone to Miller. Miller takes it in. Hooking penalty on Yeti at 8:43. So it'll be 32 seconds of 4-on-4, followed by 128 of Evanston power play.
Almost.
It's like to start the 4-on-4, it'll be Brown and Miller, Nicholson, and Wernick. Nicholson takes the puck away. Back in it, Wernick. Brown steps up, deflects the pass. Nicholson with pressure on the puck carrier, knocks it away. Takes the body, Miller gets the puck. Now over to Nicholson. Nicholson enters the zone. Puck gets to the goalie, swipes it away. Now Evanston's on the power play. Puck comes down the other side. Goal got knocked off. Scorings. 1:10 left in the Evanston power play. So it'll be Donald and Frizy on D. Up front will be Alvarez, Lee, and Press. Alvarez, Donald skates it. Corner centering pass. Frizy over to Lee. Tightest finger press. Press the shot deflected high. Alvarez comes down towards Lee. Now over to Frizy's side. Lee stays with him now. Frizy goes back to retrieve. Frizy up to Donald. McBride stops again and out to Frizy. Frizy shots deflected to the corner. Alvarez now with pressure. Press now. Donald along the boards. Shoots it over and Lee tips it. Lee to Donald. Donald shot. Deflected in. Evanston scores 6:40 and is after the power play elapsed, so it's an even strength goal. deep in the goal line, so I don't know what that discussion was about. Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser up front with Brown and Neal on knees. Goal did count. There was some discussion. I don't know what it was about. Kaiser with almost the interception. Wernick now with pressure on the puck carrier. Nicholson comes up. Puck thrown down on Brown's side. Brown. Luke Brown. Luke Brown throws it up. Nicholson. Nicholson enters. Over to Wernick. Puck slashed away. Wernick. Back to Neal. Neal gets it up to Nicholson. Nicholson's pass towards Kaiser. Ends up being deflected by the goalie to the corner. Kaiser in the corner. Kaiser and Nicholson behind the net. Nicholson comes away with it. Shot. Oh! Luke Brown comes in. Throws it down to Kaiser. Wernick in the opposite corner. Wernick back to Nicholson. Nicholson centering the 10, puck sits there. Nicholson comes back, tips it. Neal throws it in deep. Wernick centering attempt. Goes through everybody, out to Luke Brown, down to Nicholson. Nicholson centers to Wernick. Wernick shot, blocked. Kaiser, Nicholson in the corner out to Brown. Neal knocks it away. Nicholson knocks it away. Brown up to Kaiser. Brown, excuse me. Brown shot. Like it'll be Alvarez, Cleveland, and Boswick up front. Frizy and Donald and D. Alvarez to Beelan. Beelan to Donald. Donald wraps it around the boards. Boswick in the corner. Boswick throws it back. Takes a weird bounce. Comes out to Frizy. Frizy shot. Deflected down by Beelan. Somehow Yeti goalie stopped it. Same 5 stay on the ice. Puck comes out to Frizy. Frizy shot blocked. Puck cleared. Frizy retains possession. Up to Beelan. Beelan along the boards. Beelan dumps it in deep. Alvarez goes to his chase. Beelan now backs up. Frizy keeps it in. Shot. Covered up by Yeti. Remains Boswick, Beelan, and Alvarez up front. Donald and Frizy on D. Pops out of the zone. Frizy. Donald comes over. Frizy intercepts. Clears it to the opposite side. Goes in retreat. Passes it to Beelan. Saved by McBride. This changes up. It'll be Nicholson, Wernick, and Kaiser, Miller, and Brown. Nicholson take the face off. Brown behind his own net. Throws it up to Wernick. Icing his way to Goff. Wernick. Wernick pass to Nicholson. Nicholson throws it deep. Kaiser to Wernick. Wernick shot deflected. covered by netting. Same 5 stay out there, but Kaiser will take the face off this time. Kaiser in the corner. Pressure on the puck. Nicholson comes over. Intercepted by Wernick. Wernick backhands it to the blue. Now throws it in deep and goes and chases. Kaiser with pressure. Miller. Miller throws it down deep to Kaiser. Kaiser to Brown. Brown over to Wernick. Back to Miller. Miller chips it in the center to Nicholson. Nicholson to Wernick. Brown knocks the puck away. Tripping call on Luke Brown at 2:33 of the second period. To start the PK, it'll be Alvarez, Lee, Miller, and Donald. Alvarez, forecheck. Ready, throw it back, deep. Titus Lee now, and Alvarez. Lee knocks it away, gains possession along the boards. It goes knocked down by the linesman. Donald knocks the puck away. Miller gets along the boards. Miller throws it in for Lee on the forecheck. Now Alvarez. Puck comes down Miller's side. Still 1:05 left in the PK. And Miller, Donald, Kaiser, and Nicholson. Nicholson is the face-off dot. Puck knocked away by Donald. Kaiser now chases. Reverses and throws it off the board. Grabbed by McBride. 43 seconds left in the power play. Or the penalty kill. Same four stay out for Evanston. Donald throws it beneath the ice. 30 seconds left in the PK. Kaiser knocks it away. Donald gets it. Throws it deep. Kaiser. Donald. Over to Nicholson. Miller. Nicholson. Throws it down. And penalty. Both teams are at even strength. Donald. Miller. Up to Nicholson. Nicholson takes it behind the net. Centering attempt is deflected. Neal though. Steals it away at the blue line over to Nicholson. Centers it. Heiser. Bottom circle. Done by the ref, Alvarez. Second period elapses. Evanston up 2-1. Start the third period. It'll be Alvarez, Bostwick, and Beelan up front. Brown and Neal on D. Beelan comes down. Brown retrieves over to Neal. Up to Bostwick. Alvarez sits in Beelan's direction. Beelan goes and finishes. Puck splits out of the zone. Hand pass. Face off in the offensive zone. Scene 5 is still on the ice. Alvarez moves it over to Beelan. Puck squirts out of the zone. Neal to Bostwick. Bostwick up to Beelan. Alvarez centering to Bostwick. It's knocked away by Beelan. Brown goes back. Brown retrieves. Takes it behind the net. Up to Beelan. Gets it out of the zone. Bostwick on the forecheck. Icing. Evanston changes up. Nicholson, Kaiser, Warnick up front. Kaiser and Donald. Nicholson shot. Save. Puck goes to the corner. Nicholson again. Kaiser goes and backs him up. Puck goes to Donald. Donald back along with Frizy. Shot high. Frizy now with pressure. Goal by Yeti at 12:22 of the third period. Nicholson, Kaiser, and Wernick up front. Frizy and Donald on D. Nicholson will take a face off. Wernick throws it back. McBride covers. Nicholson picks it up, Wernick. Pass it behind the defenseman. Nicholson. Kaiser. Wernick now. Now when you throw it in on your own team. Kaiser, Frizy, Nicholson now. Wernick. Had a couple of shots there, but saved by Yeti. Changes will be Brown, Miller on D, Press, and Alvarez up front. Press. Miller. Miller knocks it away to Press. Miller. Chips it up towards Lee. Lee chips it on. Chases the down chip. Alvarez. Miller. Get back in. Titus Lee. Lee. Miller. Brown. Brown shot. Oh! Pass on the rebound. Miller. Blocked by Yeti. Sticking penalty on Yeti. 2 minutes at 10:35. Brown and Donald will be on D. Nicholson, Kaiser, and Lee up front. Kaiser face-off circle into to Nicholson. Over to Donald. Nicholson. Nicholson again. Nicholson centering attempt. Puck cleared by Yeti. 1:05 left in the Evanston power play. Brown. Brown backed up by Nicholson and Kaiser. Kaiser chips it forward. Nicholson. Cross-checking penalty on Yeti at 9:25. Evanston will have a 5-on-3 for 49 seconds. It'll be Nicholson, Kaiser, Warnick up front, Frizy, and Miller on D. Kaiser will take the face off. Frizy up to Wernick, back to Frizy. Over to Kaiser. Kaiser leaves it for Wernick. Weird. McBride leaves it for Frizy. Nicholson. Kaiser. Shot, bucket to the corner, Miller comes down, goes in deep. It's now 5-on-4 for a minute, 2. Miller throws in the corner towards Nicholson. Wernick, Nicholson. Nicholson centering, attempts knocked away. Frizy throws it to the corner. Wernick chases. Nicholson. Pass it to Wernick, Wernick to Nicholson. Covered up by Yeti. 30 seconds left in the Evanston power play. Now it would be Brown and Donald on E. Along with Press, Alvarez, and Titus Lee up front. Donald. Over to Brown. Up to Alvarez. Donald. Press. Press into the zone. Both teams at full strength. That was a shot by Alvarez. Successfully fill off both those penalties. 7-18 left in the third. Alvarez with Boswick and Even up front. And then Donald and Brown in D. Brown knocks the puck away. Boswick and Brown. Alvarez too. Boswick. Puck comes out to Brown. Throws it across ice. Keelan on forecheck. Now Boswick. Alvarez knocks it away. Whelan possesses. Whelan centering attempt to Alvarez. Yeah, you throw it into the Evanston bench. Face off just outside the Evanston zone. Alvarez, Veland, Bostwick out front. Neal and Miller on deep. Alvarez gives it back to Miller. Miller throws it in deep. Bostwick on Alvarez on forecheck. Veland comes in now in the corner, gains possession. Veland stays with it. Puck taken away by Yeti. Veland. Isaiah Neal. Isaiah. Up in the corner, Alvarez chases. Miller. Ships up to Bostwick. Bostwick shot. Neal. Skips over the little stick. Miller up to Bostwick. Bostwick back to Neal. Alvarez pumps it in. Full scale change. Donald in the corner. Nicholson and Veland. Donald skates it out. Shot by Donald, saved by Yeti. 4:55 left in the third. press has been fixed behind the Evanston goal. The Nicholson taking the face off, Kaiser to his left, Wernick to his right. Brown and Donald and D. Puck comes back to Donald. Donald flips it into the far corner. Kaiser. Kaiser across to Donald. Brings out his own though. Back to Brown. There's Wernick. Donald blocks the shot. Donald works up the boards to Wernick. Donald. Defeat guy. Saved by McBride. It's like 2-minute penalty for contact with the goalie on Yeti at 4:11 of the third period. Will be Nicholson taking the face off, Kaiser to his left, Wernick to his right, Freisey and Miller on D. Nicholson knocks it over to Wernick. Nicholson gains possession. Over Freisey. Freisey shot knocked down by Yeti. Yeti skated out of deep. McBride. Nicholson. Kaiser. Kaiser changes direction. Kaiser back to Miller. Miller shot. Freisey. Puck out of his own. 1 minute left in the Evanston power play. Knocked away from Miller. Nicholson. Nicholson wraps it around to Freisey. Freisey to Miller. Kaiser. Kaiser throws it in the corner. Nicholson. Freisey. Brown. Brown skates it up. Shot. Deflected. Kaiser loses his stick. Wernick behind, tries to center to Nicholson. Nicholson goes back and retrieves. Wernick centering. Clearing attempt by Yeti goes into the Evanston bench. 4 seconds left on the power play. 2:16 left in the game. Alvarez press, Titus Lee up front, Eli Neal and Luke Brown on D. Puck the press, then the Neal, over to Brown. Brown shot, Brown past the press. Neal holds it until everybody clears. Press, back to Brown, Luke Brown. Brown's pass is knocked down. Alvarez then the press. Press the shot. Over at 1:43 of the third. Donald comes out on D with Brown.
Miles have a good position.
So Brown and Donald, Alvarez pressed and Titus Lee up front. back down on the boards. Puck comes out on Donald's side. Donald pressure, forces him wide. Press. Brown in the corner. Brown. Donald. 1 minute left in the third period. Donald centering attempt. Press with pressure. Luke Brown. Brown skates it in and dumps it deep around the boards. Alvarez goes to retrieve. Alvarez throws it back to the other side. Press with pressure. Wernick comes in. Press and Wernick and Alvarez. Alvarez now. Alvarez reverses it to Wernick. Press. Brown puts it in. Brown backhands it. Alvarez. Donald throws it in. Wernick, the press. 5 seconds left in the game. Was to retrieve 2-2 tie.
I just wanted to see if it's like